Hey Hobbit Strategy Battle Gamers, we're here with a battle report. Sorry we haven't filmed one in a while, but all of us have been kind of busy with school and work, so we're finally going to try and launch another wave of videos coming soon. So tonight we're going to be doing a reconnoiter game of Isengard versus the Rivendell Knights list. So starting off, I'm going to be using 10 crossbow Rakai, led by Vrasku. Then coming over, I'm going to be leading 12 Dunlin warriors, all upgraded with shield, with Thryden on a horse, a cave troll, and I'm going to have Lurtz leading 3 scouts, and 4 Mordor or Isengard orc with spear, and then last I'm going to have Mahur leading 12 scouts, upgraded with shield and the Marauders rule. And now we'll go on to the elves.
Alright, for my army, I'm taking my Rivendell riders. I am taking Elrond with heavy armor and a horse. Linder, heavy armor and horse. And Arwen, and she, I think, just has, I forgot what she has. I think it's armor and a horse. So. And then I'm taking 19 Rivendell Riders, 748. And that is my Rivendell Riders. We'll be back after turn 1.
Alright, so we finished deploying. I pretty much just deployed in the standard battle line. Kind of just how I had him set there. But the elves, he deployed all of his army on that side. So since this is reconnoiter, he can either engage me and maybe try and overwhelm me, or he's going to run off the map. So we'll see how the first movement goes, and we'll probably play the first turn out, and then we'll come back with turn 2.
Right. One thing I was trying to do with my Rivendell Riders, this big complaint I've heard about them is that you don't have a high model count. So really focus your army on one flank, and especially away from those guys. And generally things work out pretty good. So we'll see how it goes, and we'll come back after the first turn.
Alright, so we did the movement. I pretty much moved everything towards his army. And since my crossbow moved, I can't shoot. But he moved forward 5 inches, which is half, and he's going to go and shoot at my orcs. So
Yeah.
let me move over and give you a shot.
Alright, so
So it looks like they're going to be doing some
yeah.
shooting on me.
Man, Rivendell Riders have the rule where they can shoot 100% of the bow limit, so that's a nice plus.
Alright.
These 6 guys right here move 5 inches, and they're going to be shooting at those scouts. Alright, so they move, so I'll be shooting on 4-ups. And 2 hit. And wounded on 5s. I'll just go left to right.
Alright.
1 on that guy, 1 on that guy.
2.
2 kills.
Alright, let's go and take them off.
Okay. Now, it's the big guys, the big number. This line of guys right here, I'll move 5 inches. These guys back here can't shoot, so 9. Okay, 9 dice, and we'll be shooting the same cluster of guys.
Alright.
So quite a few hit actually. Only 3 miss, it looks like. Okay. 5 hit.
Wounding on 5s.
Yeah, left to right. 1 on each. And 3.
3 wounds.
Yeah.
It's a pretty successful shooting phase. I'm gonna peel those 3 off. Alright, so that's pretty bad. I lost 5 models, but I do have the model count on them this game. So we're gonna go ahead and probably we'll skip assault and we'll do movement. We'll come back with the next turn. So we'll be right back. Alright, so I'm going to give you a breakdown of the movement. So it was a pretty brutal turn for me playing Isengard. So here's what happened. Arwen moved up, and she casted Nature's Wrath. So I resisted with Lurtz and with Muhur. And I resisted with Muhur. I didn't have to use Lurtz's will. So then what happened is Elrond came up here with Linder and casted it on his own. Now, why that's significant is because Muhur was out of will and Lurtz was out of range. So he was able to get a channeled Nature's Wrath, and he killed 3 Uruks in the process. I pretty much just did my movement by moving them up, plotting everything up, but it could be a bad turn for those scouts. So we're going to go ahead and be back with after shooting, because we're going to have a lot of shooting this turn. So
If I just may say something, like those little things, I mean, really, Elrond and Linder, the combo is just a really cool thing you can do, and when I was making this army, I was like, well, it'd be cool to have another caster to kind of throw like a little jab out there to try and soak up some of the enemy's will, so they can't resist on Elrond's or something. And so that's kind of why I take Arwen, and she does fit in as a theme, and she works out very well, and she's actually always been a very key part of this army. So
alright, so we'll be back after the shooting. We'll be back with combats. Alright, so that was a pretty big end of the turn for Isengard. So I called a heroic accuracy with Vrasku, and I shot all my shots into the elves, and I decided to focus them all on Arwen. I ended up doing 3 wounds, since she only has 1 fate and 2 wounds. I went ahead and she died. And then for combats, I either won or he didn't kill anyone on all the combats. So it was a pretty good turn, and hopefully we'll see a comeback for Isengard, but we'll see, because, that Elrond over there. So, but we'll be back after, we'll go and do the next scene after we do the movement. So we'll be back after movement. Alright, so that was a pretty big movement and shooting. So what happened is I called a heroic move with Muhur using his last might, and then he countered with Linder's might. So I won, and I pretty much based up his front row of guys, basing Elrond to stop him from calling on Nature's Wrath, and then he finished up his movement, and then shooting, I called another heroic accuracy, and I was able to kill 1 elf. And then he shot back and killed nothing. So we'll be back after combat. It looks like it could be a pretty eventful turn. So we'll tune in right after combat. Alright, so we went ahead and did a full turn pretty much. So we did combats and we did the movement phase. So basically what happened is I started moving my Isengard this way towards the board edge, or my crossbows I should say, and then over here pretty much got based up. He started moving a few elves towards that board edge, but his troll, he based my troll. I moved up my Dunland warriors. He got the charge on most of my models, and he still has 1 will to do a
2 will.
He still has 2 will to do Nature's Wrath, so I'm not forgetting about that. But this could be a big turn combat-wise, and it could break me. I gotta count my models, but we'll be back after the shooting. We'll be back after the combat. Alright, so that's a pretty even combat. So the troll won combat, and I threw the guy right here. I killed both their horses, or I didn't kill their horses, but both their horses ran away. One of them rolled a 6 for Throne Rider, so he's good, and then one of them rolled a 5, so he's just not prone. Pretty much we did combats that killed a bunch of scouts. Muhur won combat, killed a orc. Thryden won combat but didn't kill, and Lurtz lost combat. He took a wound. He took 2 wounds, fated one of them, so he's now down to 1 might, 1 wound, and no fate. And I believe he has 1 will. So, I'm actually I had 40 some models, so I'm still pretty far from being broken, but it could get interesting next few turns. So we'll be back after movement, and we'll probably do some. We'll just be back with after the next turn, because we're not going to have any shooting. So we'll be back after the next turn. That was a pretty big movement. So basically what happened is Elrond called his heroic. I tried to resist with the remaining will I had and failed. So he pretty much knocked down everyone, creating a wall so I can get multi-chargers and stuff. He charged my troll with one of the guys I knocked prone, and it looks like he set himself up to run off the map with quite a few elves. So depending on how this turn goes, I may or may not call it with Isengard, because no point in trying to draw it out if I do good this turn. But we'll see what happens, and we'll be back after the next turn. That was a pretty big turn for the elves. Basically what happened is Mahur was based in against a good angle. Based against those two guys right there, these two. They knocked him down, and I think did they did 3 wounds. I failed both my fate, or my only fate, so I died. Thryden died because he failed both his fate. He took 3 wounds total. It was pretty brutal. He killed quite a few orcs, and the troll did win combat, and he threw the elf over here. He killed 2, and the guy he threw, and then he knocked the guy off his horse. But I don't know if that'll be enough to win the game for me, so we'll be back maybe after the next turn. Alright, so this game, what happened is he killed my leader. My leader was Thryden, and he moved 7 models off the field, and he would have this turn, so I just went and called it because my guys are still far away, and yeah, I'm up. I don't think I have enough manpower left to kill Elrond. Maybe if I got lucky.
He's over here.
But yeah, he's over here too, so he would have ran off. But yeah, it was a good game. I'm glad we finally saw the Rivendell Knights. It's a good Hobbit themed army. It has magic and the heavy hitting. It does lack in model count, but I think honestly that knockdown makes up for it in some ways. And this Isengard list was my themed list I was trying to make with kind of like a skirmish feel to it. I'm kind of get tired of feeling Uruk-hai warriors all the time. This is a pretty fun list, but I think for this kind of army, the Isengard warriors, the Uruk-hai warriors would have made a pretty good, better list. But it was fun, and reconnoiter is always kind of a weird scenario for me because you end up meeting and fighting in the middle anyway. But it was a fun game. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We're gonna start trying to film more stuff again because we have been busy with school and work. But I'm going to get some Hobbit elves, and we're going to try and start doing more battle reports again, and maybe do some unboxings, and I hope you guys enjoyed, so please like, subscribe, and comment. We want your feedback, and we appreciate it when you like, and if you're thinking about subscribing, we try to make our battle reports a little bit more, we try and break it down a lot, so I hope you guys enjoyed this, and thank you.